There comes a moment in life when the noise of the crowd fades away and you are left standing in silence, asking yourself if you truly have what it takes. That is where the real test begins. Believing in yourself when everyone else believes in you is easy. It feels natural to move forward when you are being applauded and encouraged. But what about those nights when no one is clapping, when the room is empty and your only companion is your own doubt? That is when the depth of your belief is revealed. It is in solitude that dreams either die or grow stronger, because without the noise of the world, you are forced to listen to the voice inside you. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. No one sees it, no one praises it, no one even knows it exists. Yet in that hidden place, it pushes through the dirt, reaching for light it cannot even see yet. That is what true belief looks like. It is unseen, uncelebrated, but powerful. Great leaders, creators, and thinkers didn't start with a crowd cheering for them. They started alone, holding on to a vision only they could see. Every story of greatness begins with someone daring to say, "I believe," even when no one else agreed. When you find yourself standing in that quiet place, remember that it is not weakness to be alone with your dream. It is training. It is the universe asking you to decide how badly you want what you claim to desire. Will you surrender the moment others walk away? Or will you anchor yourself in a belief so strong that even the absence of support cannot shake it? That is the true measure of faith in oneself, because the most powerful form of belief is not proven in the spotlight, but in the shadows, when it's just you, your dream, and the courage to keep going despite the silence. What truly matters in the pursuit of any dream is not the voices that surround you, but the voice that lives within you. People will always have opinions. Some will doubt you, others will dismiss you, and a few may even laugh at the very idea of what you want to create. If you allow their judgment to become louder than your own conviction, you hand over the steering wheel of your life to people who were never meant to drive it. The truth is, no matter how much support you wish for, the deciding factor is always the belief you hold about yourself. It is your own conviction that fuels the steps you take, the risks you endure, and the persistence you summon in the face of setbacks. Consider the countless stories of dreamers who faced rejection, ridicule, and disbelief. Their families, teachers, or peers might have told them they weren't talented enough, smart enough, or capable enough to achieve something extraordinary. Yet what separated the ones who succeeded from the ones who gave up was not the absence of criticism, but the presence of unshakable self-belief. They chose to trust that inner voice saying, "I can," even when the outer world shouted, "You can't." That simple decision, to side with their own belief instead of the world's doubt, became the spark that lit their path. When you nurture personal conviction, you build a foundation that cannot be moved by others' opinions. Doubt from outside may sting, but it cannot break you when your belief in yourself is stronger. Every challenge then becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. Every failure becomes a lesson instead of a dead end, and every rejection becomes redirection instead of defeat. The moment you realize that your own voice carries more weight than any judgment around you, you stop being controlled by doubt and start being guided by purpose. That is the true strength of personal conviction. It gives you the courage to rise above noise, to silence the critics, and to keep walking toward your vision, no matter who stands against you. When we look back at the stories of history, it becomes clear that greatness was rarely born out of comfort or universal acceptance. More often, it was born in the soil of rejection, misunderstanding, and doubt. The names we now celebrate as legends were once ordinary people being told they didn't have what it takes. Walt Disney was fired for supposedly lacking imagination, J.K. Rowling was turned away by publisher after publisher who couldn't see the magic in her words. Thomas Edison was labeled too slow to learn. These were not small dismissals, they were crushing blows that could have easily silenced their dreams. Yet each of them chose to believe in themselves, even when the world pointed in the opposite direction, and that choice rewrote history. What we often forget is that every rejection letter, every dismissal, every voice of doubt is part of a much larger story. Those moments of disbelief from others become the very stage upon which resilience is built. It is not the acceptance of others that creates change. It is the audacity of an individual who decides to keep moving forward despite being told they should quit. Every breakthrough invention, every timeless piece of art, every transformative idea was once just a fragile vision that only its creator could see. And had they abandoned it because others couldn't understand, the world would be far emptier today. These examples remind us that history does not remember the critics, it remembers the believers. It does not preserve the laughter of those who mocked, it preserves the triumph of those who dared. The pattern is undeniable. Those who continue, those who persist, those who choose to stand by their own vision against all odds are the ones who eventually shift the course of humanity. So when doubt comes your way, remember the path you're walking has been walked by every great name before you. Their struggles mirror your own, and their victories are proof that belief in yourself, even when no one else shares it, is enough to create a legacy that echoes long after the voices of doubt have faded. The most powerful truth you can embrace is that everything you need to begin already lives inside you. Too often, we sit waiting for someone else to validate our dreams, to hand us permission, or to light the way forward with approval. But the reality is that your spark, the one that will ignite your vision, does not come from outside. It is already burning quietly within you. It may be small, it may flicker under the weight of fear or doubt, but it is there. That inner spark is not dependent on applause, recognition, or acceptance. It is your own, and it will grow the moment you choose to trust it. Think of the many times people have waited for someone else to say, "You're ready." Students wait for teachers, employees wait for bosses, children wait for parents, and dreamers wait for society to nod its head. But the truth is, no teacher, no boss, no parent, and no crowd can tell you who you are meant to be. Their approval may open a door, but your belief is what carries you through it. Without believing in that inner spark, even the biggest opportunity will slip away. With it, you can create doors where none existed. The greatest shift happens when you stop searching outside for validation and turn inward to recognize the quiet fire already living in your heart. That fire gives you the courage to take the first step without certainty, to keep moving without applause, and to hold steady when others turn away. It reminds you that you don't need someone else to ignite your dream. You are the flame. And once you understand that, you stop waiting and start creating. You stop asking and start doing. You stop depending and start becoming. The spark within you is enough. It has always been enough. All it needs is your willingness to fan it into a flame, your courage to protect it when the winds of doubt blow, and your determination to let it light the path forward. Trust that spark. It is your greatest power, and it will never fail you. Belief is not just a thought. It is a force that shapes destiny. Every step you take toward your dream is guided by the strength of your conviction. There will be days when failure seems louder than progress, when rejection feels heavier than hope, and when doubt surrounds you like a shadow. In those moments, the only thing that keeps you moving is the decision to keep believing. Belief is not about ignoring challenges. It is about facing them with the certainty that they will not define your end. It transforms setbacks into stepping stones, obstacles into lessons, and delays into preparation for something greater. Think of the countless people who once stood where you stand now, uncertain, scared, but still holding onto a vision. They stumbled, they fell, they were told to give up. Yet they chose to rise again because belief gave them the strength to see beyond the pain of the present moment. That choice became the turning point, the moment when doubt lost its power and destiny began to take shape. Belief does not guarantee an easy road, but it guarantees that the road continues even when it twists, narrows, or disappears into darkness. What makes belief so extraordinary is its ripple effect. When you hold on to your dream despite rejection, you become a living example to others who are struggling in silence. Your courage becomes their permission, your persistence becomes their inspiration, and your victory becomes their proof that it can be done. Belief is not just for you. It is the spark that lights hope in those who are watching. When you refuse to surrender to doubt, you are not just protecting your own dream, you are shaping a legacy. The world remembers not those who gave up, but those who pressed forward, fueled by a conviction that could not be shaken. Belief turns ordinary lives into extraordinary stories and transforms fragile beginnings into unshakable destinies. Hold fast to it, nurture it, and let it lead you, because belief is the bridge between who you are today and who you are destined to become.